good day in the outdoors. Another adventure. Not sure about fishing at this stage. We'll see how we go. So I've made the walk in. The weather's pretty average. I finally stopped to have a fish. I wasn't filming unfortunately, but I just caught this beautiful rainbow here. Look at this. Took me on a big fight right across the other side of the river. So yeah, it was awesome to get that one in. I caught 2 fish on the way up, so 1 in each pool that I fished, which is pretty awesome. The weather has just been so wet. The river's running high. There is still some edge water that can fish, but I have to say just the constant rain is a little bit wearing, getting a little bit over it. But this place is pretty amazing because Department of Conservation in New Zealand, they've made us some amazing hot pools. Have a look at this. So these are natural mineral water hot pools. You just fill it yourself, leave it drained when you leave. The water's actually coming out of a hot spring coming out of the rock over there. So yeah, it's time for a hot swim, which is going to be pretty amazing. Just overlooking the river right there. The jet boil going. So got spaghetti bolognese for dinner coming up. I think about camping here by the hot pools. I thought that'd be so awesome, but it's just so wet. I don't think the rain's going to let up at all, and I buckled. I think I fancied some dry, so I've left my pack back at the hut. So I'm going to have a hot swim, have some dinner, go back to the hut to the dry. Hopefully when I wake up tomorrow, if the weather looks good, then I'll bring my tent up here and camp up here tomorrow. But at the moment it just looks wet, so I'm not sure what sort of fishing trip this is going to be at the moment, other than a wet one. But you get that. The weather's been really wet. I couldn't face camping last night after the hot pool, so I went back to the hut. I was staying in the hut, which is actually quite nice and dry. And I ended up meeting a couple of good guys, someone from the New Zealand fly fishing team, cheers Hugo, and he told me a few stories and a few tricks, so that was actually quite fun. It rained all last night, woke up this morning, the main river's massive flood, but there's 2 tributaries that can be fished. So we went to the first one, and it was running beautiful and clear yesterday, even though it was up, but today it was in flood. So another half hour back to where the hot pools are, and then another half hour there's another trib, so we'll have a look at that one. Hopefully it's fishable. It's a bit smaller, so we'll see. Otherwise no fishing today, but still pretty stoked with this mission. 2 nice fish yesterday, good adventure, good recce for another day, and always good to be out there having an adventure. It's just so beautiful up here. There's a little bit of drizzle, like constant drizzle, but actually it's pretty pleasant, pretty calm up here. And look at this track. So nice. Some huge beech trees. This is a beech tree, which they get a lot of in the South Island, not so many in the North Island, but we see a lot around here. And a massive remu tree. Another big remu. You just hear gently the fantails in the background. One thing that is a bit sad, they have a look at this. This is a cat trap. So it's pretty sad to think that there's cats up here. There's kiwi as well, which is I guess the reason that they're trapping for the cats, but pretty full on animals, the old cat. Made it up to that tributary that I was targeting. It was a decent walk, and like the last half of it was no track, just through the bush. So that was a bit of fun. Running pretty high. I'm going to go for a walk upstream and see if there's any pools, but she's looking pretty much in flood. It's not chocolate milk, so it might be fishable. Wicked day for a walk anyway. I think I've got to declare today officially a fishing wipeout. The river's just too high, just too much rain, but it's been a stunning walk. I walked up to this tributary, fished a couple of pools, didn't catch anything, but maybe there could have been something, I don't know, but it is running extremely high. But on the way up I saw this campsite. It's a nice little spot, the billy by the fire, so I thought I'd come back. Just got the jet boil running, bit of a cuppa before I head back to the hot pools. So I got a hot swim after this, and then like half-hour walk back to get the bag. And yeah, the rain looks pretty intense, so might be a walkout today, I think. Don't know if the rivers are going to get any better for fishing. So anyway, look at the spot, pretty cool. I'd love to come back here, bring the tent, the bivvy, have a camp out. Made it back to the car. It's a good walk back, a little tough, there's a few steep climbs. It's around about 3.5 hours from where I went up to this morning, 2.5 with the pack. It's still raining, and I forgot that on the way in there's actually a ford that you can't cross if the river's too deep, so I might be staying another night here. We'll see what happens, but we'll go and have a look at the ford, and there's some markers, so we'll check those first. But yeah, it was a pretty cool mission, not too much fishing, but awesome adventure. Bit of a hike and a good recce for another time. So I'm back at the ford that I mentioned, and she's running pretty high. It's got the markers on the side saying if it's on the red, do not cross. Definitely on the red. It is concrete, but there's no way I'm taking the vehicle across that. I measured it up, and basically the height of the water is over the side steps. So I think that would be a mega fail to go through that ford. Luckily another way across, so we're all set. Vehicle's back across. Another classic little twist in this mission, the old wet weather adventure, but back home safe and sound. Thanks for watching.